Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Guess who's back? Yep. One and only Nubian King from Israel. And yep, still here, still doing my thing, doing my thing. Having a good time, living and laughing and loving, even though I know that you know that all of these terrible things that's taking place on planet Earth right now. You're like, what? How can Nubian King be talking about he living, laughing, having a good time? Well, it's absolutely true, um, because I don't stay focused on the negative and terrible thing that's taking place in just a few places when there are so many beautiful places on planet Earth to be and enjoy right now. Peaceful. And that's what I want to talk about because we have enough drama coming at us from all direction. If you tune into that, and it's just simply tuning into those what they call mainstream news media networks that's always promoting drama, madness, chaos, confusion, and mayhem. If you listen to that, then that's what you're going to get because that's what they perpetuate over there on those network, MSNBC, ABC, um, CNN. Very popular news network. They call news network. It's not news network anymore. I remember when living in Atlanta many years ago, when Ted Turner took over from his son, they had a advertising business, billboards, and on the bottom of the billboards in Atlanta, you see this name Turner. Well, Ted Turner's father started that, and when he died, his father gave everything over to Ted. And years later, Ted Turner created CNN. I remember when we had on the three station in Atlanta, 2, 5, and 11, ABC, NBC, and CBS. And it was channel 17 that Ted Turner started broadcasting certain shows on. I remember that. And so then later on, when Ted started broadcasting CNN news, uh, our people once nowadays CNN, you can't trust them because you should already know that Israel screens all of the news that CNN report about what they're doing. CNN now is constant negative news. So I hope you're not one that sit up and watch CNN and get your uh, news and update information from them because it's all propaganda they're feeding you over there. But nevertheless, what I wanted to talk about is more positive things, not the drama and the male female relationship, the black woman, the black man, the passport bros, and Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Russia and China. I don't want to talk about that now. There's enough information being spread around that all you have to do is click on the internet, and it's everywhere from TikTok to Facebook to Instagram, to YouTube, Twitter. I mean, X now, it's everywhere. I want to be like a breath of fresh air by taking you to places that are more peaceful. And yes, there's a lot of places peaceful because when you look up and you consider that what they're talking about mainly is what America is doing, what Israel is doing, what Russia is doing, what China is doing, what Ukraine is doing. Those are the five major ones that they're always talking about. But then what about the thousands of other places on planet Earth that you don't hear anything about them? Well, those places, they rolling right along. You know, they don't have the drama that is always put before your eyes. You understand? Like, as an example, have you all heard about the other intellect on this planet? They call them aliens because they, you know, the powers that be, those damnable heathens that's hell bent on control. They don't want you to know that there's another entity here that is much more sophisticated and highly intelligent, far beyond anything that mankind knows about. Those intelligent beings are here. And every time you listen to them talk about them, they always gonna tell you alien, some big-eyed green monster with 3 long fingers is coming to invade the planet. Because they want you to fear. They want you to be afraid. But that's not really the truth. They're not coming here, they are not here to attack anybody. They're not here to steal, rob, kill, do anything to the human populace, because if that was true, they would have done it. They come and go as they please, undetected, and do what they want. Now, how can I say that? Do I have proof? It's plenty of proof. All you have to do is open your eyes and look. Make sure you look in the sky. I've seen plenty of UFOs over here in Israel. You know? And if I'm ever put close to where I can communicate with them, would I? Absolutely. Most definitely. Because I don't believe that what the barbaric heathen, that's his nature. You see, he cannot say anything positive about anything anybody else, because that's not his nature to do that. So if he's standing there telling you, well, you know, they coming to attack, the first question is, how do you know that? Everything is always out of his mind, his psyche, doom and gloom. How you know they coming here to attack? First and foremost, you're saying they're coming. I'm saying they're already here, and they haven't attacked anybody. They focusing on whatever it is they doing. I don't know. And they're not bothering anybody. It's just that same entity that's always lying, cheating, stealing, doing something wicked and corrupt, are saying they coming here to attack national defense, security, and all this kind of stuff. Man, don't believe that. Don't believe that. What I'm asking and suggesting that you do is take a mental news fast. You're not going to miss anything. And stop listening to the news, the blues, the drama, constant negative news, better known as CNN, Fox, MSNBC, ABC, and all these other different networks that's pumping your mind full of gloom and doom and drama, and getting you to the point where you just want to break down and cry. See, that's something that the military use. I remember they call it long range penetration. And the way it works is the target person, people, town, city, state, or nation that you're focusing on, the way long range penetration work is you hit them with situations, scenarios that they need time to regroup, think, and come up with a plan to deal with it so that they can come out successful. Before they come up with a plan, think, regroup, and all that, you hit them with another one, hit them with another, constantly hit them. And what that does, it'll overwhelm the person, people, individuals, until eventually, hopefully, they mentally break down and just kind of fold up, just like, can't take no more. Now you can roll in and get them real easy. They call that long range penetration. And so if you the type person that always sitting up, listen to the news, and your eyes big, and they telling you the war in Israel and Iran and Gaza and Hezbollah, Lebanon, and surrounded by enemies, and Russia and China, you'll sit up, man, you be thinking, woo, the whole world going up in flames. Whereas, let me remind you, there's an island right off the coast of India called Sentinel Island that India has put up a 30-mile no-go zone where no one on planet Earth, nobody, can go within 30 miles of that particular island, because there are people living out there. Beautiful Black people called Sentinel Island. They have absolutely zero contact with the world. None, nada, zilch. Matter of fact, that when the helicopter did fly above the island, the men was throwing spears up at the helicopter, I'm not going to say they primitive because that's the way them folk describe them, as primitive, native, barbaric. I'm not doing that because since they out there on the island in the beautiful, pristine water, they're there. And because no one has been there, have done any type of studies to find out how long they've been there, who they've been there, the language, the custom, nothing. Nobody knows nothing about these people to where they can really sit down and have a long discussion about the who, what, when, where of those folks. Now, you have these bandits that's sitting up in these institutions and governments and hospitals and different places and beating their chest like they the smartest, the greatest people in the world, and medical technology has gone so far and we could do this, that, and other thing. Everybody's sick as hell. But these people out there on the island, when they flew the helicopters over, they didn't see no big old building, hospital, St. Mary's, University Hospital, whatever. It's just folks out there living in the on the island. And you don't see no roads and cars and buildings and whatnot and development like that. They're just living on the island. They're not paying nobody rent. They're not trying to make no mortgage. They're not trying to get some money to go shopping for food that they can't afford to buy. None of that. They're not trying to wake up and rush to nobody's job, 4 o'clock in the morning to get there at 8 o'clock on time because of the heavy traffic, the smoke, the smog. They're not trying to figure out what to eat because it got so much poison, toxin, impurities, and ingredients and chemicals. They're not going through none of that. They're not looking at no TV with somebody stressing them out about the economy, the bomb. Ooh, it's bad. Them folks out there living and laughing. They did have some long-range photographers to go out. And when the brothers and sisters out there was in the water swimming and having a ball, they was totally naked. They was absolutely no clothes on. And they was black as tar, pretty white teeth, and splashing in the water, having a ball. This is what the photographer was able to film, long-range photography. They can do that, right? And the people are free. They free. And the one good thing that they do, they don't let absolutely nobody come to their island. And they smart. Don't need to. I remember watching this movie a long time ago where this guy, he claimed to, he's in the movie was a movie. He said that he was tired of civilization and all the hell, chaos, pandemonium. So he went into the jungle, took all his clothes off, just walked them in the jungle, got up in there and found a group of people. And he got with them. And the people like, whoa, he's sick. Why? Ain't got no skin color. He's white, But they took him in and, treat him kind and everything, whatnot. But what he didn't know is the bacteria that he brought in from civilization, one by one, all of them people died because their bodies wasn't accustomed to that type of germ that he was carrying from civilization. And eventually all the people was dead. Now, you could say that's good, doing a good thing in a wrong way. Okay, so he was tired of civilization because he see how everything was. So he decided to leave civilization and go in the jungle. But he didn't realize that part of that civilization was on him in the form of bacteria and germs, that these people in the jungle was pure and natural and never had been exposed to anything like that, and it wiped him out. You see, so he can't win for losing. Everywhere he go, he destroying something. Whether that was his intention or not, that's exactly what happened. But nevertheless, what I'm saying is that there are beautiful places on the planet. And, people that have traveled and people that are traveling and they've relocated to these other places, they may pop the TV on and see some drama going on back. Like, okay, Israelis have left Israel. And so they pop the TV on and they see the people protesting all in the streets, want to get Netanyahu out of office because they realize he is the problem. And other things taking place, like in America, the protests in the college campuses, But you have people that have left those locations, relocated in other places in the world, and they have none of that drama. Now they have to adjust to the new lifestyle and the new culture, but the pros and cons, you have the plus and minus. Some places may not have the modern conveniences that we so used to, but you have to consider if people are there, they've been there, they still living. They just don't have no Starbucks, no Outback Steakhouse, no Olive Gardens, and no supermarket where you can shoot in and get your favorite ice cream. But they are eating and they are living. And so that means now you have to adjust the way you eat and the way you live, because the trade-off is what? Peace. Peace. That's the trade-off. So you giving up all of these things that you call modern conveniences that are actually really not good for you. Okay, you go to a restaurant and sit down and order a meal, I guarantee you, I don't even have to check. There's going to be a portion of that meal that's just not healthy for your body. It's going to be something. Even if it's nothing in the food, guess what? If they cooked it in aluminum pots, boom, there you go. Now, they already broke down and said the Alzheimer was caused by what? Aluminum in the system, food prepared in cheap aluminum pots, because the restaurants are there for business, right? It's there to make money, a profit, and they're not interested in buying high quality stainless steel pots or copper pans and feeding you out of wood bowls. They back there to make a profit. So the cheapest pot they can find, that's what they're going to get. And they are aluminum. And they boil in bulk food because they got to feed a whole bunch of people in the most economically way, in the most economical manner that they're going to feed you in these cheap pots. And so if you show up on a regular, or even in your house, if you buy cheap, cookware and it's made of aluminum, there you go. You constantly ingesting food to have aluminum in it. This is society. This is what they call modernization. Now, they call them folks out there on the island primitive, but them folks out there on the island have nothing to do with your modernization. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm just, because I know how things go, I'm pretty sure out there on that island, they got people well over 100 years old. I'm like way over there. Because, that over here in modernization, I saw a guy that was 111, and then they say he's the oldest man alive, 111. Man, I bet you out there on Sentinel Island, they got people over 150. Still going, because they living in a natural, pure, stress-less environment. They got the ocean there. I'm sure they eating out of the ocean, and I'm sure they got fruits on the island, and I'm sure they're living in harmony with the land. They not over harvesting. They don't have those high production ways of planting and harvesting so much that it destroys the soil, to where now they got to come and put some chemicals in the ground to make the food grow. They are living in harmony with everything. And I'm pretty sure that everything is still in its original created state since the very beginning, because don't nobody know how long they've been out there. I'm just speculating that since don't nobody know how long they've been out there, they've been out there since the beginning, and whenever that was. And because they've been out there since the beginning, they know exactly how to live in harmony with the land, and their sustenance comes from the land and the ocean. They probably, taking certain foods out of the ocean, but when you are not barbaric and you're not from the Caucasus Mountain and you're not those barbaric people, then you have sense enough to realize, don't eat every daggone thing up at one time. Don't just take all the food, and then you can't even eat all the food. You letting stuff spoil. You got so much food, it's going bad. Sitting up in the place and rotting, and you just greedy. So these people, I'm sure they understand how to just get enough, you understand, and let the rest go. They're just like that same dude that came when he went into America and he saw that the indigenous people of the land, number one source of food was the Benson. What did he do? Wipe out all the Benson. So those people are living out there in perfect harmony with the land and the environment, and they just going on and on. I'm pretty sure it's people out there. I wouldn't be remiss to say they got people out there over 150. I'm put that out there, put that out there, because the long range photographers saw the people. They didn't have no clothes on. They were laughing and happening, splashing in the water and having a great time. And nobody knows nothing about them beyond they black folks out there. And when the helicopter flew over, they threw spears up at them. That's all. That's close as they could get. And so my point is what? They don't know nothing about Benjamin Netanyahu, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Russia, China. They don't know nothing about that because they living on that island totally free, 100% free. They don't have no radiation. They don't have no poison. They don't have no biogenetically engineered food. They not MSG, no chemicals. Every single thing is pure. So why should they die at 50, 60, 70 with high blood pressure, diabetes, heart problems, stroke, cancer, and all that? Is none of that out there to give them that? And it's a beautiful thing. I love it. When they don't let nobody out there, I love it. They're going to be gone forever, man. Going to be gone forever because this barbarian, I remember when they went down in the Amazon, they discovered this group of people. See, I don't use the same vernacular that they use. They call them tribes and barbarian and savages. They not that. Just cause your dumb butt don't understand nothing about what they doing, you gonna call them savages, and then you say we civilized, but all you jokers over there with your civilization, you got high blood pressure, you got stroke, diabetes, cancer, and you're cutting your foot off because your blood ain't right, but you got all this high quality health facilities in a $1 billion hospital, and them people have zero hospital, zero bad health, zero cancer, zero high blood pressure, zero diabetes. Don't they have no doctors? Why? Because don't nobody get sick. And I'm pretty sure if by chance something did happen, they know the exact leaf, tree, root, plant, or herb to fix it. Not no pill, you understand, that your civilized nation is struggling with. And you civilized and you got all this highfalutin health facility. Everybody's sick as hell. But then you go out here, these people, they don't have your hospital. They don't have your drugs, your doctor, your engineers, your lawyers, your liars, your fictitians and politicians and drama. They just living and laughing and loving and having a good time. And so this is what I'm talking about. This world is not totally mucked up. And it just touched my soul to see this woman break down and start crying when she was talking about how bad things are. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that it's so bad, so terrible that you just break down. And when you're in that broken state, boom, they swoop in and take control of you and say, we're going to fix it for you. Next thing you know, when you look up, you're sitting in a cage locked up. Because why? This is a barbaric mindset that's running this right now. The reason why I say right now, because it's over with for them. Wickedness time is over with. You know what I'm saying? And everything that you see that is on this world, in this world, every single country, every single city, town, state, land, road, building, every single thing is the product of a demonic, barbaric, base-minded mindset. Everything. We don't even know what it's like to live in a world created by superior intellects, superior intelligent people. Okay, look, if you are really intelligent, right, then you would not put out the number one thing that you need to exist on, and that's food. You wouldn't put food out that's bad for you. If you are really intelligent, you wouldn't create a society that when you walk into the place to get your food, if you don't know what is good for you and you just grab anything because the packaging that it come in looks so good, and it tells you, oh man, this is so good for you. If you don't know that they lying, or again, like when you're in the United Snakes of America, if you don't know that the government does not require food manufacturers to list 100% of the ingredients, only 90%. The 10% is the bad stuff that they don't tell you about, because they want you to be sick, because it's billions and billions and big money in sickness, bad health, you know. It's so much money in bad health, from the pharmaceutical industry that produce those medicines and drugs, to the healthcare industry that you got to pay the doctor to have you go and get drugged up. You know what I'm saying? That whole industry is working because you sick. So this is why you look up, you remember you had these healthcare, these natural healers. And one in particular that was very famous is Dr. Sebi. They're all gone now. And I saw this report on the internet that 50 of the world's leading natural healers are all dead now. Isn't that amazing? These people were some of the healthiest folks on the planet. How they wind up dead? And now sickness is running amok, because why? There are people that's making money behind it. You know what I'm saying? And these are the barbarians that are running the world. Got everything suppressed down, like the young man down in Africa that created the way of powering everything out of free air, energy out of the air. I heard he had been poisoned. I don't know if they killed him, but I certainly heard that he was been poisoned. He was in the hospital. Prayerfully, he made it out, and they didn't kill him. You understand? Because why? Who would want to kill a person like that? The people that's selling you the stuff that is making them all kind of money: gas, oil, diesel fuel, rocket fuel, jet fuel. Now, if someone pop up and make something that could power all of these vehicles that's running on diesel fuel and gas by air, then you know the trillions of dollars that they're making is going out the door. So how much do it cost to kill a person? $5,000. And these people has got billions upon billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. So giving somebody $5,000 off somebody is no big deal. Huh? Woo! But them people out there on the island, Sentinel Island, they are doing great. They doing absolutely excellent, because they out there by themselves with each other, all family, and however they doing it, they doing it. And they ain't worried about nothing that we dealing with. No rotten teeth, you know what I'm saying? No balding hair, no erectile dysfunction, bad breath, you know what I'm saying? Early death from bullshiggity. They living their lives. But that's not the only place. I just picked that one out. It's many places around the world that people are living, thriving, having a great time, doing good for themselves. And they not worried about all this still crap that's going on in the planet, because they don't know nothing about it. And so for me, I told you, I got to move on. And where I'm going, I'm not telling anybody, because I don't want a whole bunch of y'all around me, you know, making noise and doing dumb stuff, coming in from the places that you came in from with that spirit and mentality. And the only thing you know is where you come from. You know, I met this individual, and I mean, I see this a lot. I deal with several nationality of people when I'm working here, and you can tell their culture, their mindset, where they come from, you know. And I have to deal with those. Like currently, where I'm doing some work, it's 6 different nationalities of people there, and I have to interface with all those different cultures and languages and individuals. You know, and how do we get it done? We get it done, but it gives you a broad view that, you know, people don't think the same, you know. And then I can honestly admit to you, out of all the countries I've been into, every time that I'm in those different countries, the worst actors are Americans. They come in and they like, we're American, we're American. They want everything to shift and change and adjust around them. And then they measure the other cultures compared to America, when that is just real base. Just like me, like I'm saying, I have to deal with all these different nationality, cultures, languages, and belief system, and foods, and the way they do things, and I don't insult anybody and say I'm from America and this the way we do. I have a tendency of taking time, sit down and learning and get an understanding to how these people think, function, and operate. Matter of fact, I was kicking it with this guy the other day from Sudan. And, when we first initially met, his energy was real hostile. He was real hostile, just talking all crazy and everything. Well, it didn't upset me. It bothered me. You see, it's a different getting upset. Like getting upset, you mad, but it bothers you, mean, I got to check that. So I pulled out the process of endearment and just started asking basic questions. How old are you? Okay, he's 40. I'm 63. And as soon as I told him I'm 63 and I got a son 39, and right off the rip, half of that hostile energy just flowed right to the ground. I could see it. Because, people in other cultures, they have high respect to elders. Even though I don't look nowhere near no 63. And that's what blows people's mind. I'm not all grayed up and I'm climbing up and down the crane and moving around and twisting and building, bending. And guys is like, this dude, and I tell them, no, man, I'm 63. I have children older than you. You know what I'm saying? And they everything just changed. They come out with the respect. So after I talked with the guy a few minutes, asked him how old, he's 40. I'm 23 years older than him. And the way he was talking to me, it didn't upset me. It disturbed me. And after talking with him, everything changed. You understand? So this is what I'm saying, that when you interfacing with these other cultures and going different places, you have to have a certain level of intellect. And I don't see that with people coming out of the West. They just bold in and just want everything to go they want. And they be so just, we're American. I'm from America. Okay, like that's supposed to mean something. I wouldn't say that. You know why? Because the people don't realize what the American government has been doing in these other nations. When you show up talking about from America, you don't know how your government has been operating clandestine in those countries. But guess what? Those people know America is behind all of this. And so you show up on tour, vacation, and you bumping around from bar to bar, club to club. You ain't there to do nothing intelligent, but just act a fool because you're on vacation. And these people are looking at you and you're announcing you from America. Now you think people wind up getting kidnapped, snatched, and disappear because they gonna came in and let everybody mad at America know I'm American. Like, you think they supposed to bow down? They snatch your butt and you disappear. You know what I'm saying? So these other places that don't have the drama, they ain't showing all this crap on the TV, they living better. You understand? They doing their lives. They going on about their business. They're not worried about you. They're not worried about me. And the reason why I'm talking to you now is so that you can begin to relax, unwind, and realize that it ain't all that bad. You know, and listen, I'm gonna say this to you. These warmongers, you know, it's all about money. I'm pretty sure you know that. I have a very intelligent group of people that listen to me when I do fire the mic up and talk. You already know that with them, it's all about money. Money is the god of their world, not the god of whoever they claim or whatever but for them, those heathen, money is their God. And it's all about money. This whole thing over here in the Middle East about money. The natural gas off the coast of Gaza, the Ben Gurion corridor they want to make straight through Gaza. Oh, that's about money. People in the way. It's all about money. Yep. So, again, you're a billionaire. You worth $80 billion. And you got beautiful, luxurious mansion in the best location in several countries around the world. The ultimate best location. You billions. Just like they went down in Hawaii, burned them people out and going on about their business. They ain't even thinking about the people. In the evil America, getting folks $70, but you give these other nations billions. So you're saying you don't give a crap about American people. And they billionaires and went down there in Hawaii and they gonna build that up like it never was nobody there but them. Such evil. All about money. So you're a billionaire and you done work for all these years, got your money. And while everybody else running around these stupid jobs, barely making it, trying to figure out how they gonna make it from check to check, you basking in billions, floating on yachts, drinking expensive stuff, doing whatever in hell you want to do. And for 20 years, you've been building and developing. You can build houses at the same time in several different countries. And a year or two later, you got 4 or 5 houses all over the world. You done called in professional designers and builders. You done sat in your office and laid it all out. You never even had to go there. You done had people to go out and get the land and come back with videos and show you the land. Then you jump on your private form of transportation and fly down there and look around a little bit. And then you leave. Next thing you know, a year or two later, the house is built and they want you to come by and inspect it. So you got 4 houses, 5 houses built at the same time because you had that much money to pay 5 different crews to build your 5 different luxurious homes. You good. Now, at the end of all that, you mean to tell me that you're going to allow some ding dong to blow it all up in a war? Oh God, you gotta be stupid, man. You gotta be kidding me. You know good and well, you billionaire is not interested in nobody bombing your stuff to smithereen. And you got all these people running around the world nervous as all get out because you got them thinking, oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, the nuclear war. Look, there's no reason why it ain't gonna be no nuclear war. Number one, back in the 60s, again, I don't know if y'all remember, even aware of it, there were incredible intellects that came to this planet, right? And shut down all of the nuclear missiles around the world at the same time. They did that. They absolutely did that. Now, those intellects that was here, that did that back in the 60s, they are still here. You know what I'm saying? So that means they're not going to allow this barbaric man to blow this world to smithereen. It's not their world to blow to smithereen. So that's one side. Now the other side are them billionaires I just told you about with all that luxury all over the world. They got it right now, just where they want it. Now just think about this. Here these people walking around with billions of dollars. They living on the world, but not the same world we living in. All right. They in the world, but not in the same world. They go to places we don't go to. They do things we don't do. They know stuff we don't know. But they on this ball called planet Earth. Why in the world would they want or allow some government leader to cause a war to drop bombs to destroy their stuff? They the billionaires, and all them leaders can be bought. I guarantee you, they all of them set a price. Look at the leader down in Ghana. I used to admire that brother, especially when he made the year of abode, where he set up land for African throughout the diaspora. Any African black person could come into Ghana and get land free. Now, first thing, our people is sad. It's so sad. Our people just be so negative. So many naysayers they was talking about. Oh man, that wasn't true. It ain't free. Well, I did my research. I got in contact with the proper principles and did the research, find out it was absolutely true. And if you know anything about the way Africa functions, it is the chief that have control of the land. The government and the president, they don't have control like you think they do. But it's those chiefs that have controls over the land, and they dictate what happens with the land. So I got in contact with my sister in Ghana that sat and talked with the chief, and he said it was absolutely true. It's free. We're doing this so our people can know they have a place to come, that they don't have to struggle, to live. He said the only money that's transferred is $700 application fee, because they do pay the people working in office to do all the paperwork and necessary things to make sure that you get the documents that shows your ownership. And that's understandable. I mean, $700, what is that? You get all this land. Now, what can you do with the land? Is no restriction. There's no restriction saying you got to build a house this size. There's no restriction saying you got to build a building. There's no restriction saying you got to do some type of development. It's your land. And when I lived in Africa, some people had land they do absolutely nothing with. The only thing they did do, they put a wall up around it. That's what you do. You put a wall up around it and it could sit there. And you could tell it's been there for years because it's so growed up. That stuff didn't grow overnight like that, So anyway, that president of Ghana, I was real, proud of him until he took that money from America. They gave him $1 billion for the pandemic, the pandemic, which wasn't a pandemic in Africa because the Chinese said that black people's skin make them immune to this, right? And so it never was a pandemic critical like that in Africa. But he took that money. I know it was over with. Next thing you know, you had to get jabbed before you can even get back up in the, even if you're indigenous born there in Ghana, if you went next door to Benin somewhere, you had to have that thing before you get back in there. Yeah, I knew he was finished. And then lately, I've been seeing him do some more wacky stuff concerning the brothers over there in Ibrahim Traore, So, yeah, it's not, I don't believe these billionaires are going to allow these leaders to get to a point where they start dropping nuclear bombs all over the place. Why? You're a multi-billionaire, man. Look what's happened since then. They ain't even talking about Hawaii anymore, right? They done that, and they out of there. But what they're doing is beginning to develop and build. If you don't know anything about it, you're supposed to know how this guy operates. Out of sight, out of mind. Everybody talking about Haiti now, right? Out of sight, out of mind. They're not talking about Hawaii. And just like the people were saying, how to a billionaire and a multimillionaire is going to ask donation. You know what I'm saying? You see how they done got so wacky in their understanding? How would you do that? You sit up on top of billions, and this other cat sitting on top of millions, and you begging people to donate to help somebody. Dude, you couldn't collect more donation than what they got with you. You can, how can I say that? You can't not collect more donation than what you can give out of your own pocket. You can give $1 billion and don't be hurt. You think you're going to collect $1 billion from all these people, poor people, half poor, working poor? I mean, you working a job, you barely can make, you poor with a job. And they want you to donate. But, they could donate $1 billion and wouldn't even feel it, but don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. And now they developing, and you think they going to allow these leaders to drop nuclear bombs and blow all their development up? Come on now. It ain't even about that. They start trying to get paid. So this is why you can calm down and relax, because man, please, okay. But no, we not naive by the least bit. We watching them. That's why, I can talk to you so much about so many different things, because I keep my eye on them now, because, we can't let them just sneak up on us. No. But still at the same time, some of this crap they talking about, man, forget that, scratch that. How you figure these billionaires, how many billionaires are there in the world? I don't even know. I have to look that up. I have to do this, click on this here link right here, and then I have to pull this up and do that. And then I can put in there how many billionaires are in the world, right? Right? How many billionaires in the world? All right, let's see. According to the search result, there are 2,781 billionaires in the world as of 2024. 2,781. But in 2017, there was a record of 2,043 people on the list, which it was the first time over 2,000 people were listed. But Forbes present the 2024 World Billionaire List, and it's 2,781 billionaires in the world. And I say, this is me saying it, I don't believe that 2,781 people going to allow these people to go to war and blow their stuff up. Along with them 2,781 billionaires and the intellect that shut down the nuclear bombs back in the 60s, those two positions is why I feel like, no, they ain't going to be dropping no nuclear bomb, because you got Israel, America, Russia, China, Japan, I think India. Those 6 nations, they're all nuclear bombs. And then you got Iran, they're a couple of minutes of making one, enriching their uranium 98%. So I'm just saying, out of 5 or 6 nations that could drop nuclear bombs, 2,781 billionaires in 2024 are not interested in any nation dropping nuclear bombs and blowing their stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it now. And they the one that's really running the world, the families. Those families that you never hear nothing about, they're the one that's running the world. Right? And I come to you and talk to you about things that try to help you to not be filled with fear and stress. Give you another view of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have all that drama in my head just going through me. Every time you look up, Nubian King sweating over what they talking about. Because, it ain't never what they talk about. Why? Because they always lying to you. That's why. So anyway, I done said what I had to say. I appreciate you taking time to listen to me. And we found out there was 2,781 billionaires in the world as of 2024. According to the research, 2,781 people on planet Earth that are billionaires, that I don't believe they are going to allow these knuckleheads to blow this place to smithereens with no nuclear bomb, because that way nobody, it's not worth living here. Okay, so they may have these bunkers they can run underground and hold up there for quite some time. Some of them are very elaborate. But is that any kind of life to live? You know, everything above ground is radioactive and destroyed. And only thing you can do is stay underground in your bunker. For how long? You know, for how long? And what was it all for? Okay, you go in the bunker, everything blow to smithereen upstairs, and that's your whole world now, right in that bunker. Okay, so if you got an elaborate, laid out bunker, at a certain point, you're going to get tired of being in that hole. But you can't go up there because that's all destroyed. Nothing up there. But on the other hand, man, don't take this barbarian for granted now, because it's the same cat that'll jump out the window when he get broke. He on record for it. He look up for whatever reason, he ain't got no money, he done went broke. He going up in the building. You see him getting on the elevator and he ain't got no attaché case. Where he going? He going to do it to the highest location he can and walk right off the edge. Because why? He ain't got no money. he finna kill himself. Woo-wee. You know, we've been living with no money for so long. Good googly boo. Oh man, I remember one time my lawyer asked me, "You ain't had no bank account in 14 years." He said, how you make it? I said, man, you had to think, you had to use your mind. That's what they think of. They use their mind to go up there to that building and dive off. He said he don't want to deal with it. Oh man, you know, I remember yesterday I was at work, you know, working in Tel Aviv, a lot of high-rise buildings over there. And saw this dude hanging on the side of the building, way up there. And I just happened to notice, you know, because I operated a crane. I look up at the gym. I looked up and saw this guy on the building stuck there like a big bug. I'm like, what the hell? What? So I pulled out my phone and I zoomed in on it. He was moving. I don't know what he was doing up there. He didn't look like he was cleaning the windows, but he wasn't about to jump. He was doing something up there, right out there in the same spot, you know, window cleaners. And then I don't even know how was he up there. I didn't see no cables coming down from the roof. I don't even know how he got out there, but it was amazing. I took a video of him like, man, what is going on up there? But he didn't jump while I was out there. He was out there doing something outside the window. I don't know. But anyway, listen, I hope you got a little something out of here. And the thing is, I don't want you to be sitting around here stressed all out because of what you see them clowns doing in the news all the time, the protest, the drumming, the stress. Man, go home and relax, take you a good shower, get you something good to eat, sit down and watch a nice, decent movie with no gun shots and violence and all that kind of stuff. I saw this movie the other day where this girl was an antique specialist. She dealt with antiques, and then the movie was about a locket that Queen Elizabeth way back in the day, and some guy she was dating, and they had this locket. And so the locket hundreds of years later was a heirloom of the Queen Elizabeth, and it was very valuable. So this sister that was a antique specialist over there in London went to America. It was a nice movie. You know, it wasn't no gunshots and violence and chopping people up and blood splashing on the camera. It was just one of those decent movies. You can sit down, have a nice meal and watch with your family or something. You know, it's interesting. And in the end, they found the locket and the sister whole life changed. And she met her brother, you know, so it was a good movie. All right, look at something like that and get away from all this drama that they showing you. But anyway, I hope you subscribe to this channel. And this is what I'm doing. You know, I'm not trying to jump off the building or walk up no crates and bust my behind. Just trying to have some intelligence in the midst of all this madness. And if you can keep up, then sign up. Go ahead and register. You know, subscribe to the channel. Send me some messages if you want to. We here just because we love you. And I appreciate you. It's been the Nubian King, broadcast from Israel, Northeast Africa. Shalom, shalom.